Embracing Suffering, Sadhu Sundar Singh's Path to Enlightenment. In the quiet corners of history, amidst the bustling streets of India, there lived a man who dared to embrace suffering as a path to enlightenment. His name was Sadhu Sundar Singh, a Sikh by birth, who later became a Christian missionary and poet. His journey from the Punjab hills to the vastness of Europe and back to his homeland was not merely a physical one, but a profound spiritual odyssey where he learned to find joy even in the darkest of times. Let me tell you this. Have you ever found yourself standing at the edge of a precipice, staring into the abyss, questioning whether it's worth enduring the pain and sorrow? What if I told you that embracing suffering can be a transformative force, leading us closer to understanding our true purpose and the essence of life itself? Here's something you should know about Sadhu Sundar Singh. In his early years, he experienced profound sorrow when his beloved wife and child passed away, leaving him devastated. He was deeply hurt, and the pain was unbearable. But instead of succumbing to despair, he decided to face his grief head-on, allowing himself to be consumed by the sorrow. It was then that he began to see beyond the surface, finding solace in the depths of his heart. You might be wondering, how could he possibly find peace amid such turmoil? The answer lies in the teachings of Jesus Christ, which offered him a different perspective on suffering. He discovered that suffering, though painful, could be a means of growth, a chance to understand the divine presence within and around us. It was through this lens that he began to see his trials as opportunities for transformation rather than mere obstacles. Sadhu Sundar Singh's story is filled with these moments of transformation. As he traveled across Europe, preaching the gospel and sharing his faith, he encountered numerous challenges. From harsh weather conditions to the indifference of the local populace, every setback seemed to test his resolve. Yet, he remained steadfast, knowing that every trial was a part of his journey towards enlightenment. One of the most remarkable aspects of his life was how he integrated his faith with his experiences. He saw the beauty in the simplest things, like the dewdrops on leaves or the way birds sang in the morning light. These mundane occurrences were not just beautiful to look at, but also served as reminders of God's presence in the midst of suffering. The real-life example of Sadhu Sundar Singh's resilience is incredibly inspiring. Imagine being diagnosed with tuberculosis at a young age. You're bedridden, struggling to breathe, and yet you choose to write poetry that celebrates life, love, and hope. That's exactly what Sadhu did. Despite his illness, he composed verses that spoke of God's love and the beauty of creation, pouring out his heart through his pen. Here's something you should know. Sadhu Sundar Singh's poetry resonated deeply with both Christians and non-believers alike. His works were translated into multiple languages, and they continue to inspire people around the world today. His message wasn't just about religious devotion, but about living authentically, embracing the good and the bad, and finding meaning in the most challenging circumstances. As we reflect on Sadhu Sundar Singh's journey, let us remember that suffering is not something to be avoided or feared. It's a part of life, and it can be used as a tool for growth. Just as he embraced his suffering, we too can learn to do so. When we face difficulties, let us not run away, but instead confront them with courage and faith. For in doing so, we may just discover the hidden treasures of our own souls. Here's the truth you need to know. Sadhu Sundar Singh's legacy is not just about his personal journey, but about the power of faith to transform lives. He taught us that no matter how dark the night may seem, there is always a star shining bright. And when we hold on to that belief, we can find strength and hope even in the bleakest of situations. So let us embrace suffering as a path to enlightenment. Let us not shy away from the pain, but instead use it as fuel to ignite our inner fire. Let us live each moment with purpose, finding beauty in the struggles and joy in the triumphs. For in doing so, we will not only enrich our own lives but also touch the hearts of others, spreading a message of hope and healing. Remember, the greatest lesson Sadhu Sundar Singh imparted was not just about his own journey, but about the universal human experience of suffering and the potential for transformation. So, whenever you find yourself facing adversity, think of Sadhu Sundar Singh. Embrace your suffering, for it may just be the key to unlocking the door to a deeper, more meaningful existence. In closing, let me leave you with this thought. The path to enlightenment is often paved with suffering, but it is precisely in those moments of pain and struggle that we grow the most. So, keep walking, keep embracing, and let your suffering lead you to the very core of your being. For there, you'll find the light that guides you through the darkest of nights.